In this video, we're going to learn how to make an organizational chart accessible using Venngage. Welcome to the Accessibility Guide channel. My name is Sean Jordison, and let's jump right in. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is log into my Venngage account. Then I'm going to select the templates button. And from here, I'm going to type in organizational chart. And there is a whole bunch of templates in here. And what I'm going to do is select the filter button, and I want to choose accessible. Now we can choose one of these accessible templates, or I can remove that filter and we can simply make our organizational chart accessible. So let's go ahead and select this first one here. And it already has defaulted some images and names and titles, and all of that is fine. Let's just select this top level text, and it's currently marked as an H1. That's great. We can go ahead and swap our logos out if we wanted to, or simply delete it. Let's go ahead and play around though. I'm gonna make this Sean Jordison, and clearly that is not me in this image. So we can replace the image. I could just throw in my logo, and let's go ahead and leave the rest of the document how it is. We'll say owner. And this is my company's organizational chart. I have Sean Jordison at the top, followed by all of the people that I work with, and we have our business information on the bottom of the page. So you could add additional elements if you wanted to, like we could simply select all of these people with their names and titles and photos. I'm gonna copy them, and then we can paste them. And we could add a whole nother row directly underneath if we wanted to. This gives us greater flexibility in ensuring that our organizational chart is accessible. Now, what we're gonna do is let's click on a couple of these names, and we're gonna check the tag types. And right now they're all paragraph tags. That's perfect. Let's run the accessibility checker. We're gonna do File, Accessibility, and then Check Accessibility. And we want to check my design. And we have some text sizes that are failing, but there is not a hard requirement on text sizes for accessibility. So we're just gonna mark them as complete. And then it's gonna check our alternate text for our lines and images. And basically we have to go through each one of these objects and make sure that it is marked as decorative. So I'm gonna select the line button, select alt text, and then mark as decorative, and then hit save. Now in this one, I'm going to select add alt text. I'm going to say the Accessibility Guide logo, but I can't spell. There we go. Select save. And then all these other ones, we're going to simply add the mark as decorative field. Now, if I knew who these people actually were, I probably would add their alt text. But since this is just like a dummy demo, we are going to make it faster. So we mark all of these decorative, easy peasy. All these lines don't need to be marked as decorative, or do not need alternate text, I mean, and boom. We've now manually checked the alt text. Next, we can do the logical reading order. We have our headings lists, and all of those are marked as H1s. I actually kind of want them marked as something else. So let's see if we can grab the H1, and we're gonna make that an H2 instead, because I like to use a heading structure with my organizational charts. So if we make those H2s, and then we make these ones down on the bottom, H3s, it will provide a better structure for the screen reader user to navigate. All right, so we got those. We're gonna check our box that says heading tags have been set up. What else do we got? Use of color. We're not using color as the only means of emphasis. We do not have any images of text besides my logo. Our document title needs to be set up, and I'm going to say org chart for tag. Perfect. Document language we need to set. It's going to be set as English. Perfect. Let's go ahead and refresh the scan. Oh, and text size again. We're gonna mark it as complete because it is okay. And then tag order. The tag order is definitely off a little bit. So this text on the bottom would need to be moved to the bottom of the page. So we need to click and drag that content all the way down for each one of these items. And then let's go ahead and download this file. We wanna keep it as a PDF, select download. Now let's open up our org chart. All right, now we can open up the tags panel, and we've got an H1 at the top. We've got our H1 as an owner, that's fine. And our reading order is a little bit off. I'm going to use Control X to move the tags. And then we've got our H2 with the names. That's perfect. Our H3 with the names, and then our content at the very bottom. Now, what's interesting about this is our links are not coming through. So this content with evergreen design and HR design, those will need to have hyperlinks added to them. I wonder if I missed that step within Venngage. We can come in here. I'm going to select the text. Oh yeah, and then we're gonna add the link. So it actually didn't have the URL in there, which is probably why it's not coming through. But we would wanna add this in, evergreendesign.com, and hit save changes. And then we would do the same one over here. We're going to select the HR, and this one we're gonna say mail to HR@evergreendesign.com, and then select save changes. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna download it. All right, we're gonna open up our file. Now let's check our hyperlinks at the bottom. All right, now our links came through, okay. So that's really what I wanted to check. And then we would just make those adjustments back to the reading order. And let's go ahead and run the accessibility checker. Prepare for accessibility and check accessibility, start checking. And it passes the built-in accessibility checker. Let's go ahead and launch the PAC 2024 tool. And let's drop this file in there and see what we get. Passes PDF UA and WCAG. That concludes today's video on how to make an accessible organizational chart using Venngage. If you want to try out Venngage for yourself, check out the link in the description of this video. And I think a major takeaway is that you could set up an accessible template and simply make changes to it and download it anytime there are new updates. If you are creating online documents in any way, I highly suggest you check out Venngage. And as always, I could be your champion for inclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.